everyone, it's Kim here, Sunshine Creations and Crafts. I'm working on my Just-A-Scrappin Design Team Weekly Challenge, and for this week it is my piece of paper here. It's a color challenge using only fall seasonal colors. So I'm going to make a tag. Now I'm going to be using my Pearl-Ex, so I'm going to cut the tag out in black because that's what the Pearl-Ex works best with. And I'll show it to you in a second here when I go to the craft room. But I wanted to just give you exactly what it is that I'm doing here. It's the design 46902 from Lori Whitlock. And I wanted to point that out in the beginning because I always forget to write the image number down. So let's go to my to my library. And I'm going to find, I think it is this one here that I want. No, I'm going to do these. Now it comes up as 3. And I don't want to do all 3. I just want to do this one on the left. So I'm going to have to get rid of those other 2. So I'm going to highlight it, right click it, ungroup it. And then if I try to move these 2, or I'm just actually going to delete them. I don't have to move them. So I'm going to highlight that one and highlight this one. And there you go. So this one's actually kind of small. I don't want to do a small one. So I'm looking here on my grid. The tag would be 1, 2, 3, about 4 inches. So I'm going to bring it down. If I can get my arrow on there to about, yeah, let's do a 6. So right over here, I'll move my image over, 6.43. Now another way of sizing it is to go into your open scale window, and I'm going to click on the lock aspect, and I'm going to do the height as 6.0, and actually I want to do the height as a 9 because it's got the top part up here, which is about 2-3 inches. So let's do a 9.0, and that'll actually make my tag part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. All right, so let's bring it down just a little bit more. Okay, so now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches long. Now I want to make it, let's see what 3 looks like as far as the width goes. Oh, I think I'm going to go ahead and make it 4 because then I will have plenty of room to design on it. Alright, so just checking the measurements again. The actual tag part, see, this is still going to be, once this folds down, it'll come about right here. And then I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and whoops, I'm trying to keep it on the grid there, and 6. So it's 10.785 by 4. I just wanted to make sure I had 6 inches of working space because once this folds over, then it's going to cover some of it up. It says it's going to fold over about right there. I don't know, that doesn't look like it's going to be proportionate. You may have to be careful with this one. Well, you know what, I'll cut it out, and if it doesn't work the first time, I'll cut out one where I'm making the correction and show you the difference. So I will be right back. Alright, so I cut the tag out, and unexpectedly, it is way bigger than I visualized on my virtual mat for the silhouette. But as it was cutting and I was watching, I thought, oh my gosh, this would be such a cute door decoration. I was going to resize it and make it, you know, like a regular size tag, but you know, so I think what I did here, I'm just grabbing my ruler, I did ask, gosh, the silhouette to cut it at 10 inches, so that was close. And I also asked it to cut it 4, and it did cut it 4 inches. So I'm going to keep it as a door decoration. All right, so we're going to do some heat embossing. First thing I want to do, very, very important, is get my embossing buddy on here. I don't really have 100% plan of what I'm going to put and where I'm going to put it, which will be makes it fun. But I am going to be using some white embossing powder, and I'm also going to be using my Pearl-Ex. Now I have two different kinds. Both work perfectly adequately, but I'm going to use this one because I like the colors in this one, and it just says Pearl-Ex. I got these at Michael's, so let's get those out. And I'm going to be using this gold and this pretty copper color, and I like this green, maybe some purple. I'm thinking about the leaves. Looking at the two golds here. I like the darker one. Okay. Get those out of the way. Now what I do is I take whatever color it is and I'm working with and put a little bit of water in my acrylic block, and then I add some water to it. So let's get stamping here. This is a Happy Thanksgiving. This is a really old stamp. I'm 100% sure I got it at Michael's like 4 or 5 years ago. Get that out of the way. Yeah, it was quite shocking when it was cutting. I don't know if any of you were watching me design it on the screen thinking, oh Kim, that's going to be huge. But I really had no idea. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. Well, I think that turned out. I do have an embossing pen if I need to go back over that. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and put my leaves. And these all come with that stamp set. I can kind of see the watermark there, so I'm not going to go over my words. I kind of moved that a little bit, so I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. That can be peeking out there. Alright, and on this side I have a little one. Now that's a solid stamp, so that's going to turn out white, and that is not what I want. So I'm going to not use that one. Change of plans. And I think I'll come up here and add that to there. I know you probably can't see the images, but as soon as I put the embossing powder on, it'll start showing up. And I've got two different kinds of leaves here. I think we'll sneak one right up here. That's actually going to be close, but I think it'll be cool if it kind of sneaks out there. All right, let's see what we got. I think I want to put one right here. Now that I'm looking at it in a different angle, I can see it. Where's my... I can see it better. And it's got an empty spot right here. So I'm going to put that right there. Okay. Yeah, that should be okay. If I need to add more, I can. All right, let's do the pouring. Now, as I'm doing this, I just realized, and I do this every time, my ceiling fan is on. So the particles of the embossing powder are kind of floating around. Get my brush here. And that should be good. All right, let's heat this up. And then we'll do our Pearl-Ex. I like the way everything turned out, so here we go. Thank you for your patience. All right, so water, and I'm gonna spray my acrylic block. And I'm just gonna use my dry brush, the end of it actually, and just tap a little bit in there. I learned how to use this Pearl-Ex when I was at a scrapbooking event, and they had make and take. And part of the make and take was using the Pearl-Ex pens. I mean Pearl-Ex pens, but Pearl-Ex powder. And what I'm doing here is just putting it, you know, in random sections of the leaves. We don't necessarily have like a turn of the leaves here where I live in California. We have a couple trees on our block that you know, show us the prettiness, but most of it is not. But I am familiar with turning of the leaves. I'm going to scrap in my wipey here. I'm going to start out with some gold. Now I put too much of my Pearl-Ex on there for this project, so this time I'm only going to do that much. Now we're going to add some gold. This Pearl-Ex dries pretty quickly, but if you're in a hurry, you can most certainly use your heat gun and heat it to dry it quicker. I do have some green that I want to put in those leaves, so I'm not going to put too much gold. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see under this. Just, you know, I'm really not, it doesn't really matter that I'm, you know, getting it perfectly. Some green. This is a really fun thing to do on cards as well. I find that it only, or it works best, excuse me, if you have black, but you know, you can do it different colors too. Okay, so I have green and I have the gold copper left, which is similar to this color, so I may just go ahead and finish it up with the green. That's what we'll do. Just kind of mixing it in there. I just felt like that one leaf needed more color. So, see how you can just kind of paint over what's already on there. You know, it's not going to smudge or smear or anything like that. Put that up. Okay. Now I'm just looking at all of them to see if I want to add a little bit more color. Let's put a little bit of gold in here. One thing I forgot to pull out before my video was the ribbon. Let's see if I have some on my desk here. Well, this is a really small piece, but it'll give you an idea of what I was thinking about as far as the door tag. If this was, you know, one full, this, you know, this might work. You could, if you're going to do a door tag, you know, it needs to be longer, but the idea is to tie it so that it slips over the doorknob. So that's a really big tag. Look at that. I am running out of time, but I'm going to go off camera and put some other stuff here because it's kind of plain. And then I'll take a picture of it and put it at the end of the video so you can see how it turned out. But look at that Pearl-Ex. Is that just beautiful? It's gorgeous. All right, thanks all for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Have a great day.